Hello, and welcome to your MTE class. I'd like to spend just a few minutes going over the platform of the course so that you can quickly get started and on your road to success. I know you've already logged into your course, and thus you've seen this screen and you've clicked on View Course. So now I want to focus on what is available to you in the course and where to find it. The area you will spend the most time in is your to-do list. Your to-do list includes everything you need to complete in order to be successful in your particular MTE. I'm going to use MTE 1 as our example, but when you log into your course, you should be seeing the unit number that you are signed up for. So if you are signed up for Unit 7 or MTE 7, all of the numbers in the assignment should start with a 7. So as I mentioned, the to-do list is your primary place. It's going to guide you through finishing on time. Up at the top of our course, we have little announcements that will just give you either reminders or things that teachers want to make sure that you're aware of. When you click on the tutoring announcement, a separate box will open up, and in that box you will see a little bit more information either at the top like this, and so here's the URL for you to get the tutoring information that you want, or in some cases you'll get a little bit more information located in what's called the test description, like this. So this announcement is the coaches check, which we encourage all students to do in the first 4 to 8 weeks of your semester at Germanna. If you've already met your coach, we encourage you to stay in touch with them to help with your progress in school. But in this case, what you'll see is some more information down here under test description. Those are the only two areas on these announcements that you need to look at. The other information will not be helpful to you. So those are just general announcements. And then as you get down into the assigned area, you're going to see different assignments that must be completed. And as you complete them, it will indicate that your assignment is done. If you get past the due date on an assignment, then it is going to alert you that you are past due. So the blocks down the left side will continue to help you keep on track. I also want to point out, let's look at week 1 for MTE 1. There are 3 assignments under week 1, and all 3 of those assignments have August 27th as the due date, which happens to be the last day of week 1. Your teacher may be adjusting these due dates so that these 3 assignments are due throughout the week. However, if the due dates stay so that they indicate the end of the week, we strongly encourage that you take the time to give yourself individual due dates for the 3 assignments so that they are spread out over the week. Students are typically not successful if they put off all of their work until the end of the week that the assignments are due. So these due dates are really there to help you be successful as you move through the course. The very first thing that you're going to do or have already done in class is to take your pretest. Your pretest must be taken in a proctored environment. So if you are in the class on campus, you will take it the first day of class. If you are in an online class, you must go to the testing center in order to have the exam or the pretest proctored. The pretest is important for a couple of reasons. One, if you already know this material specifically for your MTE only, then this will allow you another opportunity to test out of that unit. Scoring an 80 on the Unit 1 pretest gives you an opportunity to move on to your next MTE, or if you still feel you need the review, you may proceed in doing the Unit 1 or MTE 1 work. More importantly, what the Unit 1 pretest does is it customizes the work that you have to do in the unit lessons. So for example, I took the pretest and scored a 45. Not too good, but what it did acknowledge is that I already understand exponents and prime numbers, and I understand least common multiples. I have not done any work yet in MTE 1, but already I have completed 2 units. So when I click on the actual lesson, you'll see over here in the green that congratulations, you have mastered Certify. Now, all students, whether you have certified or not, will need to complete the first box called Learn, because your guided notebook will need to be completed for the whole MTE. However, it would then be your choice on whether you still wanted to practice or recertify, because we feel you already know this material and you can move past that if you wish. So that is why the pretest is important. If you miss the first day of class, the pretest then receives a grade of 0, which means that your work will not be customized, and so it's important for you to get busy and get going on those units, because now you do need to complete all the units. So the to-do list is going to keep you right on track with any assignment that needs to be done and in the order they need to be completed. If you click on an assignment that you are not ready to start, you will see this blue bar. So if I try to jump ahead, it will tell you that there are prerequisites that must be completed. And if you click on Show Prerequisite, you'll see that I really needed to complete Unit 1.2 before I was able to start Unit 1.3. So the course is built so that you have very limited ability to move forward. You can move forward to the Learn if you're waiting to talk to your teacher about something, but you would not be able to certify that lesson until after you finish the one prior. Let's look at the other areas. The Lesson tab is important if you feel like you need help from prior information. So if we go to Lessons and click on Assigned, which is where it is right now, you'll see only your MTE work. Remember, I'm using MTE1 as an example. The work that is done is at the bottom, and what you have left to do is at the top. This is the same as the to-do list. However, it only lists the lessons and not all of the other parts of the test and the notebook checks and things like that. So the to-do list is comprehensive. This is just your lessons. But if you click on All, you now have access to every unit in our MTE program. And if I'm in MTE 1, perhaps I forgot how to multiply or divide. I can go to a previous unit, in this case the operation with whole numbers, and now I can click on an assignment that's going to help me with multiplication of whole numbers, and I have full access to that lesson. So the tab that says Lessons gives you access to all of our unit lessons so that you can access things before that you should already know, but you might need a review. The Test tab is the other part of the to-do list. So these are your practice exams, your pre-test, your coach's check, your notebook check, all of those things. You'll see them in the to-do list, but the to-do list is broken into two parts, the lessons and the test. So between the lessons and the test, you're able to access those. Under the Test tab, you also have the opportunity to create your own practice test. We have some for you, but if you want to create a practice test, you can select specifically what information you want to practice. It could be one section or multiple, and it can be in prior MTE or the one you're in. So maybe you just want a practice test on those 3 units, and now the system will automatically create you a practice test. So that's a nice feature if you're looking for some more practice. The other tab is not a significant place you would go. These are just where we house our announcements that, remember, are showing up on the to-do list. But if you're looking for just a specific announcement and you want to see just those, then you could take a look here. The last tab, though, is important, and that is our course materials. There are 3 major tabs that you're going to want to review. First of all, the student resources. The student resources have your syllabi from the department and your instructor. They also have pacing tables, but they also have 2 important documents: the current student fact sheet and successful practices and warnings. I encourage you to read those documents carefully before you dive into too much work. Below the student resources are the FAQ and how to. So here is where we have put documents on how to contact your success coaches, how to do things in Hawks, like change your password, if you need tech help, if you need a third attempt process. So this is where you might go to get some of your questions answered on how to do things in the Hawks program. And then your teacher may be posting documents, and we have posted some documents under the individual MTEs. For example, if I click on MTE2, there is a formula sheet there that you are actually allowed to use on your exam. So using that while you're learning versus looking in your notes or your book might be a good idea, and you can print that out here. And then in each MTE, we have placed review docs that allow you, if you want another way to review your material, there is one there. So checking this materials tab out will be a good thing as well. Please make sure to watch the other videos that will show you how to dive in specifically into the lessons, and make sure to communicate with your teacher. This course requires you to work 10 hours a week total, including your in-class and out-of-class time, in order to stay ahead. The most critical thing you can do for your success is to meet every due date we've established, and then you will be ready to pass that exam and move on to your next module. I know that all of you have goals in mind, and I want you to reach those. Have a great semester.